Ladies and mostly gentlemen, today we're going to talk about Burning Crusade Classic, and more specifically the Burning Crusade pre-patch and this little button here. But before we get into that, guys, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video, and that is my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me streaming retail or classic or anything like that, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM. Right, so we just had a pretty major update to the classic PTR. As you can see right here, it is teasing Burning Crusade Classic. If you don't know, when the Burning Crusade pre-patch does come out, you will get a choice whether or not to stay in Classic Realms or move on into Classic Burning Crusade. Now, here's the thing, they also have a feature where you can clone your character. You can pay to have your character in Classic and in Burning Crusade as well. And yeah, so as I said, this is the Classic PTR, just got an update to patch 1.13.7, 37892, which is a brand new update, as I mentioned. This is not on the live realms right now. The PTR build 1.13.7 has actually been around for a long time. They've had the batching changes, that's like the big change of this PTR build, but as I said, they've just updated it and they've added this button. So you've got a little button here, a little toggle that says Burning Crusade information, and then it's just a little bit of information about Burning Crusade Classic. So what it says Classic will soon be split into separate games, Burning Crusade and Classic Era. When this happens, you'll choose which game your character will play on going forward. If you wish to clone your character and play in both versions, that service will be available for a fee, as I just mentioned, and then there's some frequently asked questions. And you can press got it, and it just takes the box away there. Actually, in-game, there's absolutely nothing new. This classic build, I believe, is still running off the 8.0 infrastructure instead of the 9.0, which is what Classic BC will be running off, so it doesn't have any of the additional random things like quick keybinds or anything like that. It's all pretty much standard as Classic is right now. So yeah, that's pretty big, but there's also something even bigger inside of all of this, and that is the global strings DB2 file for Classic. So pretty interesting, right? There's a ton of new stuff on here, including ray tracing shadows. So ray tracing shadows is actually something I asked about to Brian Birmingham at an interview recently, and he said he wasn't too sure on it, but it looks like there is potential of ray tracing shadows being added to Classic Era and Burning Crusade Classic, but that is yet to be seen. There's no option for it currently in the game. Now, this is all pretty cool. There's like a few little bits and pieces here. There is also some hinting at voice chat being added. Obviously, voice chat is default in the game right now, and it was something that was originally released in Burning Crusade in a very kind of buggy state. But the most important part of these global strings is this right here. Burning Crusade transition default clone date, May 18th, 2021. Now, few things to take away from this. May 18th does sound like a reasonable date. This would be the date of the pre-patch, not the release of Burning Crusade Classic, but the date of the pre-patch. Now, this is probably potentially a placeholder, right? This is potentially a placeholder. It seems extremely specific to be a placeholder, though. May 18th, as I said, sounds like a pretty reasonable date for the Burning Crusade pre-patch to launch. Now, we haven't currently got a public beta for Burning Crusade Classic. That is potentially coming next week, so we're definitely going to have a better idea of how far along the game is when we see the beta for the very first time very, very soon. So once we see that beta, we'll have a better understanding. But I think May 18th, honestly, seems kind of reasonable, right? Nax has been out since around about December. They were probably developing Burning Crusade Classic before that as well. And with the pre-patch, essentially, it's just, you know, the new races, its talents, its classes, but it's not Burning Crusade content itself. It's not Outland, it's not the raids, it's not the dungeons, but it is kind of the systems of Burning Crusade. So May 18th does sound like a reasonable date to me. And here it is in the global strings for this brand new patch. So yeah, guys, speculate on that. May 18th could very well be our potential date for the Burning Crusade pre-patch. Yeah, that's it, guys. Do let me know down below what you think of May 18th. Do you think it's a reasonable date? Do you think it's too far? Do you think it's too soon? I'd love to know your thoughts on it. But before I go, guys, I'd like to give a massive shout out to our amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs. You guys are awesome, and if you'd like to support the channel in any of those ways, links are down below. So leave a like on this video, guys, if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. I've also got a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members, and as I said, I am now streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me streaming Burning Crusade Classic Beta when it comes out, Retail 9.1, anything like that, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.